In May of this year, I literally flew to Medellin, Colombia, and I abandoned my whole family, all my childhood friends at home to work. I flew to Medellin, fucking mosquito. I flew to Medellin to work with the guys that I work with. Before that, I was in Bali, but it didn't really work out because of the time zone and because I was just alone. Like when you're with the guys, it just works better. And I went home to see family, but I had to tell them that, like between Bali and Medellin, I went home to see them for a week. I think it was a week, but I had to tell them that I was going to leave them for the full summer for 3 months. I was in Medellin for 3 months because I was going to work and I was going to look in. Like, I'm not that cringe winter arc guy or like summer arc in this case. I just like to work and I want the benefits of working, like the output of the input that's called work. And so I had to abandon my family and go there. But the question is, do I regret it? Because obviously I sacrificed that, like the whole summer with my family, my childhood friends, whatever. And the answer is no, not a single bit. I had the summer of my life. And here's where most people go wrong. Maybe you go wrong here. Because most people don't enjoy their work. Obviously, and I noticed this as well, it's now the beginning of the day in Bali, or like it's night, but the guys that I work with, they wake up at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Bali time. So I kind of mirror that whole routine. So my sleep schedule is super weird. I go to bed at like 7 a.m. Anyway, in my morning, so between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., I'm always way less motivated to work, now I'm in Bali, than when they are online. Like at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. when I'm still working, I'm super motivated and I don't even want to sleep because it's so fun to work with them online and I'm texting them, whatever, having fun, and on the side, obviously doing work. But most people, they either think work can't be fun or they think work should be fun. And both are not true. You can make it fun by the people that you work with and the things that you do besides that. So you obviously work in the beginning is never going to be fun because you're not good at something. It only becomes fun when you're good at it because then you get validation and results from the input that you're putting in. Like we run a YouTube marketing agency and I'm the CCO, so I run the whole video posting side of things. Like every video that goes out is on my how do you say that? My responsibility. And then the funnels, that's what someone else does, like the product, selling the product, whatever, the sales. But I'm responsible for all the content that goes out. And in the beginning, that was not fun because all the videos were performing poorly. I didn't know what I was doing. It was just like guessing and just gambling basically with every video that you post. But the better you get at it, the more you know, the more educated of the decisions that you make, the more fun it becomes. Because now the results are going to go up. People are complimenting you like, oh my God, that packaging is so fire. Like Josh always texts me this when I make packaging for a video. Like, this is so fire. And that is motivating. That makes it fun. But the 2 hours before that I was crafting the packaging was not particularly fun or anything. But that he says that it's fire and that the video performs well, that gives me so much dopamine that I'm excited to do the next thing. And then just you kind of continue in that positive feedback loop of the last thing was not fun, but the results were fun. So now you feel good and you can start doing the thing that is also not fun, but the results are going to be good. So like you always feel good while doing something that's not fun, and you're going to keep on feeling good if you keep on performing. So, and then you also need to take some time off. So, for example, it's now Sunday, whatever, the time doesn't matter because I kind of live in the Europe time zone. I kind of mirror the Europe time zone exactly. So I'm going to watch football because that's at like 7:15 p.m. I'm going to chill out. I'm not going to do any work and I'm going to take some time off. But that's also why next day, tomorrow morning, so Monday, is going to be super fun again. Because I took some time off today and I didn't think about work and I didn't have any stress. Like today, I also don't drink any caffeine or anything on my Sunday, just to give my brain a kind of a small reset, give me some better sleep, because when you drink caffeine, you don't have the best sleep. And then Monday is going to be super fun again. So it's also about balance. But I remember that when I lived at home and I was in the kind of the start of my entrepreneurship journey, I always thought like, okay, when it becomes 4 p.m., so I was in the Netherlands, doesn't really matter. It was 4 p.m., I can stop doing work because normal people also stop at 4 p.m. or anything. The only reason why I wanted to stop is because I was not working with fun people and I didn't enjoy it and I wasn't good at it. If you combine those things, all the work will become fun, and you can do fun things with those guys. Like I don't edit these videos, or we don't put any pictures in here, but you can look on my main channel. I had a time of my life. When we were not working, we were going out. Like one of my friends, Moises, he had like this OnlyFans model. Like, I don't know how he risked her up, but he did. And she had super hot friends as well. And I ended up going with one of her friends. So we went out, drank a bunch of alcohol at the clubs with those chicks, and we took them home and whatever. But that was super fun with them, because the full 5 days before that, like Monday till Friday, we worked super hard and we didn't take any time off. That's why that Saturday we went out with those chicks. It was super fun. I'm not telling you that you should go out with a bunch of chicks, but that was what we chose to do, and it helped us to relax. So it's also the balance. But then once again, that was with the guys that I was working with, who are better friends with me now than I was with my childhood friends, because I'm actually aligned on the same life mission as these guys. So it's kind of, you build it from the ground up, and when you're building that circle and that work, like that purpose and everything, you don't really know what you're doing, but eventually you kind of figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, with who you want to work and who you don't want to work with. Because I also met a bunch of people that I don't want to work with, which is also very good to know, and what you don't want to do when you're relaxing. Like I don't really enjoy drinking alcohol, so I avoid it most of the time, mostly because I feel super bad the 2 days after drinking it, because I just have a sensitive body. I know that for myself. So in the time that you're building all of this, you really don't understand what you're doing. But if you just have pattern recognition and you're like, okay, this, I feel good when doing this, I feel bad when doing this, but does it make sense to do this? Do I kind of enjoy it? Do I want the fruits of this labor, or don't I want that? Like I don't want to be a painter, for example. I don't want to make art because I don't enjoy the validation that you get from making a piece of art. So, or like making a movie, for example. I don't want to work on some big film set because I want to be the top guy in an environment. And in that situation, it would cost me like 40 years to get there, and I'm not willing to sacrifice that. And in this business, it took me 1 year, less than a year, to get into that position. So kind of just pattern recognition and knowing what you want, and just keep going. That's it. See you in the next video.